Yeah, so I was just gonna say the same thing that you said before we went on air. I don't know. I was just gonna say, like, what is it with you guys, right? Like the first time you guys were on the channel, you were a Shallow Dive of Love. There he is.
I was gonna say we're a little too intimidating or something.
Yeah, they were worried.
I mean, that's just true. I mean, that everybody knows that.
They were worried because the first time they came on the show for Shallow Dive with Love, Nathan got tied up and he didn't make it. And then like we're sitting here and like, you know, my other co-host Corey isn't here, and they're like, Alex is like, are we like bad luck or something? Like,
I just had some internet demons. It was really good to have you guys on, man. Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one. So sorry for
man
for the
it's
delay.
Good to talk to you again.
Hell yeah. So what have you guys covered so far? It's been
we've been live literally like for what like
I missed
10
everything.
Seconds. Yeah, you missed it. Yeah, we missed everything.
Bye, see you.
So
all right, show.
You know, nobody even knows who you guys are, so we should say that. So welcome Alex and Ted from VibraVid and BeatzCoin. There was a introductory episode a couple months ago that we did on the channel with Shallow Dive of Love, and Marty Bullshipples came and joined us. You guys are kind of working over with him. You're doing your own project with music and tokenization, and like Corey said, it's really good to have you here. So welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you guys. We've got a lot going on right now. We've been in the space for quite a few years, have hit bumps in the road, hanging on to a thread, and now just like we gotta just survive until we thrive. That's kind of like our motto right now. And we're in a really good place. Got good relationships, and we're just building. Ted came in about 4 or 5 months ago now, almost.
I guess 4.
Yeah. And then like in those 4 months, like we've got a better direction than we've had in like the previous 2 years.
That's awesome. So what changed, Ted? What'd you do? You just brought the fire or like chops? What happened?
Yeah, so I maybe it's all thanks to the new guys, like to all the devs that I've hired. I couldn't do it without them. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Ted has a knack of finding good people to work with, and so our dev team right now they just do a very good job. They're very responsible. They don't beat around the bush on anything. They just do their job. Whereas, unfortunately in the crypto industry, there's a lot of great people, but there's a lot of people that just want money. And in the development side, I think what Ted has brought as well is more deep thinking, right? And a lot of times when you are forced to go with certain labor, they just kind of like, okay, we're going to do the job, but they don't really do it with the best quality. They just get it done.
Right.
So
like the lowest possible thing that, responds to what you guys asked for, as opposed to actually trying to solve the bigger problem. Right. Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
Right. So when Ted first came in, we were a little bit intimidated because he's like, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. It's going to take 6 months. We need a code base refactoring. And this is what it's going to be. And I'm like, me and Steve were like, oh, dang. We're like, but it ended up working out. And now Ted's, our right-hand man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
How about you guys? I know you guys have a lot in the pipeline as well.
I need a nap. No, we're that was for you, Jimmy.
Yeah, you so need a nap. I mean, totally. Hey, Pepe, I don't know. This is the second day. Like, are you just taking the piss, or are you being a dick? Because if you're being a dick,
no, I was just gonna say like.
It's like yesterday. I thought you were just taking the piss and you were being fun. So like,
you have to ask nice. I mean, that's really
chill out.
Like, do I suck? I mean, again, if you're properly motivated, yes. So, I mean, that's I don't feel like that's necessarily a bad thing.
Well,
can you imagine how sad your life has to be to think that was a good idea? Just like the depths of sadness and despair living in your mom's basement that makes you come on when we're talking to the BeatzCoin guys and be like, Corey, you suck. Like, everyone knows that. I also don't like wearing pants. Everyone knows that too. dude, that video. I don't know if you guys saw that. I almost want to play it again. The Londomly
Rewind.
Yeah, they basically made this this video. We played it yesterday, and they're doing this big, huge quest in the uplift, and it's this big magical freaking thing or whatever. And the video is just shockingly good. Like M Blue lost his mind. I'm like, how do we get that animator? Like, what have you guys? I don't even understand how you guys did what you did. Absolutely beautiful and incredible. However, I got to be in it, which was like my ego is too big already. But that's like now I've arrived, right? I'm in this cartoon video, and like I actually feel that way. I was astounded and humbled. But they screwed one thing up. They originally, the guy who did it had me in my normal like Minecraft. I'm wearing an NASA t-shirt and I got some shorts on. But in the video, it looks like I'm not wearing any pants. That was perfect. They were like didn't even want to release like because they want to release like a blooper thing. Like, oh no, you're not wearing pants. I'm like, dude, I'm not wearing pants right now. Like that, like this works for me. But they gave me some real shorts. Anyway, they're adorable. We might have to play it later. But anyway, Pepe, I hope you're having a fantastic morning.
I would definitely like to
see yeah, cool. Sorry. I hope you're having a good day too. I just to prove a point. I mean, you can come back and hang out in 5 minutes. That's all I'm gonna say.
If you need to get the pants on. Or shorts.
No, right? I mean, yeah, go put some pants on, come play with the big boys, and don't be a jerk because I love Corey. And he's like, yeah, cool. So yeah, BeatzCoin, give us well, we should do the intro because like it's Tech Talk on Tuesday.
Wait, you guys have pants?
Yeah, I mean
most of the time.
Well, I don't think Ted does. I mean, he's
yeah. Ted's rocking like
it's already 10 o'clock over there. So
neon yoga pants is what I think Ted is wearing.
Yeah.
It's pajamas underneath.
Nailed it. Perfect. That's awesome. All right, so yeah, I'll play our crappy intro video that is so crappy it's kind of become cultish and good. And then we'll continue. I'm getting the game up here too, so we can do some gratitudes. Good. If I can find it. All right.
That's exciting.
Buckle up. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to Tech Talk on a Tuesday, where Corey and Jimmy talk to smart people about tech that is way above their head, but intensely informative, super fun. Sooner or later, somebody's going to make an inappropriate joke. We're definitely going to give away a bunch of NFTs. And quite frankly, we're just going to learn a whole ton. If you have any ideas about who we should have on Tech Talk on a Tuesday, please let us know by adding us in the comments or just finding us. Just stalk us down. It's fine. Just talk to us. Tech Talk on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's not even our name anymore.
Yeah, it's really the best part.
So I like you already.
We're not even EOSIO Weekly anymore. Like we got the hell out of there.
Terrible. It's terrible.
People that are smarter. I was like, really, only Ted? I'm just here to balance everyone out. What's funny? I'll say something funny. So when I'm proposing to Ted and like he's sharing a screen. He has like all his code on his screen.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what the heck is that? And then he's like, it's like this. And then he'll get another screen and he'll type it in like a hybrid code / English language. And I'm like, oh, that's how it works. That's actually pretty brilliant.
Right? Yeah. Getting the hyper nerds to dumb it down so that we understand it is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. Yeah. So Ted's the guy for that.
That's awesome.
But yeah, we're excited, man. Not to just be all about ourselves, but I
mean, that's why you're here. Be excited, man.
Okay. So we just got a grant from Wax Labs, so we're going to start building on Wax, which is something that we've been wanting to do for months now, and just need a little capital boost, and they're providing that for us. So I think we're going to be the first ones that have a decentralized, so you own your keys, web-based wallet. So Wax Cloud is awesome because it's very easy to use.
Yep.
Then you've got Anchor, which is awesome in its way, but you have to download that wallet if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. Yeah,
so,
it's definitely not web-based.
Yeah, so we've kind of got like a hybrid option now. So we're pretty excited to release that, and then just gonna keep building on top of that, and then it'll have our other blockchains on there. We got Tron on there. We got Icon. We'll eventually have Syscoin, Polygon. But I'm just happy that Wax is the next one because this is the space that we really want to focus on, NFTs. And there's just so much to do in the space that as long as we can build, like, we're gonna make some pretty awesome stuff.
That's rad, man. I mean, that's definitely gonna get used. Rocket Gallery summed it up, man. Congratulations. So, hey, while we're up here, Alex, why don't we start with you? What are you grateful for this morning?
Man, I'm grateful for opportunity and relationships. Opportunities and relationships create I don't know. Let me find a beautiful way to say it. Relationships create opportunity. Opportunities create more relationships. I don't know. You just leave it like that. Let them interpret it however they want to interpret it.
Right. I mean, it's a virtuous cycle, though. That's for sure.
Right.
I've been saying that for ever since I was a musician. Actually, the fact that like any money you make today is nowhere near as important as the relationship. Right. So, and in the music industry, that like every once in a while, shows outside would get canceled because of rain, and a lot of musicians get really upset. I'm like, I don't care, man. Like, this relationship is going to make me 10% of my income this year. Like, what happens today doesn't matter, right? That's like I think 1,000 times more relevant in the crypto industry, where finding and collecting the people that are building tools like what you guys are building is going to be awesome, man. There's going to be a lot of demand for that. And I've seen, the stuff you guys are doing with BeatzCoin and VibraVid and hoping, that gets a whole lot of whack exposure. And honestly, another thing I wanted to talk to you guys is totally aside, but the NFT experience on Binance Smart Chain is fucking terrible. Like, no one has a clue what's going on there. You guys, just with what I've seen from your UX, but the ability to see my fucking NFTs on Binance Smart Chain would be revolutionary. They don't even have that. Like, you have to go to any particular website and like, oh, I gotta find my private fucking key for this one NFT. It's garbage, right? And like, now, granted, like Wax has totally spoiled me. I own that. Like, it is what it is. But yeah. Anyway, so sorry. I wanted to rant about that because like my friends,
we can do it.
I believe you. Like, yes, please. And that's the thing. Like the same way you guys are doing the multi-chain wallet, which is choice. Everyone should do it. Our friends over at Wombat are doing it too. I have yet to see a multi-chain solution for NFTs. Like, I want to do all my NFTs in one spot. Build that, and they will come, like all over your face. Wait, what? Nope.
Yeah, right? I mean, Legend is kind of close, but we're only doing it with our NFTs, right? And so you can see like them in various places. But I'm really excited about what you guys are doing too, right? Yeah, like you're working across quite a few blockchains. So I mean, I think that's impressive.
Yeah.
All right.
Back real quick to the grateful thing. I will say this: the reason why we're still here, why we're still in existence, is because of those relationships. Especially, in the crypto space, how things are ever changing, and there's a lot of nice success stories, but there's probably a lot more failure stories.
Yep.
So, special thanks. I'm grateful for all those relationships that I built, because that's why Ted is here today, and that is why we're still in business and we're still kicking it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Ted, how about you?
Yeah. So I'm not really sure. So I'm thankful for like the things I've learned so far with VibraVid. That it's so amazing, like how blockchain has worked. So just like before, like you can't imagine me a year before, like I didn't know a thing about blockchain. It's just like I know Bitcoin, and that's it. And I dove in with VibraVid, and it opened lots of doors for me. Like I learned about Icon blockchain, I learned about Ethereum, I learned about Solidity, I learned about Tron, how it works. So there's there's a lot more to grow because the industry is still in infant stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you just opened a big old door for yourself, Ted. It's funny.
Yeah.
This dude, he's like, he goes, man. He's like, I didn't know blockchain was gonna be this easy. I'm like, man, speak for yourself. This stuff
Every
is
company out
complicated.
there that's like struggling to find a dev that isn't a complete moron, it's like, motherfucker. But you know what it is? Like I've talked and you know, I call them hyper nerds, which is a term of deep, you know, endearment. And I get blockchain enough to kind of understand the pieces, right? When I'm talking to somebody, Ted, who, you know, who's as smart as you, like I basically have enough of an understanding to kind of understand what's possible and what's not possible, or what's going to take a long time, what's not. And that's literally it. Like that's where, like, you know, running through that, we're going with Nathan, who you remind me of. Nathan is one of the lead super wizards over at Legend. And we're working on, you know, stuff for a possible DeFi play on Wax, and really understanding what the EOSIO code can do and what it can't do, and that, you know, is forcing us to design the entire thing in a different way than, you know, Pancake Swap or whatever. It's you guys are, I'm in awe. Like that's, yeah. And in this video that I'm totally gonna play again, and you guys are probably gonna get, and by you guys I mean the rest of the people watching the show, are probably gonna get really fucking sick of that shit. They were saying they were gonna make me the wizard, and I'm like, I'm really glad that you didn't, because I'm not, right? Like that, like I'm surrounded by wizards all the time, Ted and Nathan, and you know, I'm not one. I'm just the fucking cheerleader. But very excited to be that. So Jimmy, what are you grateful for this morning?
Today I'm grateful for Alex, Ted, bang out the nasty hooks. The other Nathan, love is Nathan and Nathan, both Nathans, and Corey, but we can just leave it at the guest. So yeah, I mean, Nathan,
my mom,
Pantless Corey, or
other Nathan.
Yeah, and I mean Corey as well. Everyone I shared a stream with today, they're all awesome. They're all doing awesome things in their own way. Yeah, it was a busy day. Go check out I don't know, it was madness for me because it was like super early in the morning. But you know, getting bang out that early in the morning, and it's a kind of a reverse switch for me, because it's like, oh wait a minute, I'm up and I get to talk to like one of the coolest people doing awesome music things in the world, right? Like, right. And then follow that up with the nasty hooks. That'll be fun. And then to end the day, we get like Alex and Ted, who are like freaking builders, who are doing shit. Started over, you know, somewhere over on TronCoin, and now they're just bridging over to EOS, bridging over to everywhere. They're
building bridges, man.
Bridges are good. Bridges are good.
Hey, did you say like the secret word or something? Like, are they coming for you? Are they waiting for you outside with the dogs? What's happening? What's going on? We found him. We found the wizard.
He doesn't even hear him because he's got his headphones.
Yeah. I think it's my neighbor's dog.
Like, oh, the cops are here again.
It's dinner time.
Oh man, yeah, I'm grateful for BeatzCoin and VibraVid. I love what you guys are doing, and I'm super excited that you guys got a grant with Wax too, man. Like that's just that's good shit.
Yeah, it was just hanging in there, and then I'm like, Steve, you don't know anyone at Wax? And then he's like, wait a second, I may know someone. So he reaches out to him, and like within a matter of, they're like, hey, look, you're asking for a little too much, because you know we had that big Wax pump, and I had submitted that grant before the Wax pump. So like, just adjust the amount, and we got you. And we're like, okay, and then boom, right away, didn't even go to voting. They're like, we'll prove it. We think this is interesting. So I'm like, yeah, we just gotta prove ourselves, and maybe we can do more.
Not maybe, man. I've seen what you guys are building. Just get that shit deployed, and then we'll.
Man, and I heard that those magic words that have been buzzing, NFT and DeFi.
I mean,
that right there is.
It's
money.
Yeah.
I wonder where that buzz started. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that definitely needs to be created. I've got my ideas there as far as creating more value for NFTs. We're actually doing a little NFT collection kind of like a side project, you could say, aside from BeatzCoin.
Yeah.
We got an artist because like we saw all these like punks and stuff like that, and I've got a friend who does some really awesome pixel art, like very detailed work, more not like the punks where it's like 24 little pixels, but very, very detailed stuff. And so we call them the VibraGoons. So we're going to be releasing that here in a few weeks, and it's pretty cool because it's kind of like from here up. You know the punks, they only have the face, but these are like from here up, and then each one comes with like a random hometown, so you got a little emotional connection with it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that cross chain and build some sort of a game to go with it. Yeah. So we're really excited about that. And then I started thinking, I'm like, man, with these collections and the funds that you're making from that, you could take that, put it into DeFi, get people to hold their NFTs and give them value back for that. I'm like,
I had a long conversation with Bullshit Bulls yesterday. Have you guys talked to him about that in the last 36 hours?
Not in the last 36 hours.
I would highly recommend doing that. And I said this the second that I really understood what Our Planet was doing. Is like staking for NFTs is going to be ubiquitous. Everyone's going to be doing it, right? In the same way that there's an avatar project dropping every 6 hours. It means that they're irrelevant now. Like I know everyone's excited about them, but it means that they don't matter. There's too much inflation. Now you guys already nailed it, right? Like you have an awesome artist. That's great. Dime a dozen. It's not saying anything to artists, but like there's a lot of that out there. But then you're immediately going to, okay, we want to do a game. We want to do cross-chain. Like you're adding value. Right?
Right. That's it's a fad.
Clutch. It's really important. It is. But like the stuff behind it is the lessons behind why those things work. I think once learned can be a superpower, right? Because it's not, especially like Bored Apes is my favorite example right now, but CryptoPunks does this too. It's about the community. Like what's actually on those NFTs doesn't matter, right? Like it could be, I hate to say this, a rock. Also, to those people making rock NFTs, fuck you. Like, God damn it. I'm so glad you did it because we needed to be spanked. And that's what's happening right now. Everybody who buys one of those things for $1 million, like, you get everything you deserve, which is a rock, a pet rock JPEG. Good job. Like, I'm being such an asshole about that. Like, people are having a whole lot of fun exploring this whole thing.
Rightfully so. Right?
It's like a new expression of value and community. And that, to me, anyway, the community part of it, that value that's getting heaped on those communities with networking and every other kind of thing, like that's the real juice, right? And so getting the gamification, creating community around whatever you guys do, and I know you guys will do it, is it's gonna be fun to watch, and that's gonna work, I think, right?
Yeah, that's why we're still, because it's a fad, right? If you're right place, right time, but when you add extra values to it, the art's already good. You add a little emotional connection. You add some technological advances, and you do it the right way. There's a couple that launched, and they didn't even put it on like IPFS or BTFS correctly. So people are just buying this, and they don't realize if that site goes down, it's not really. They lost their image. They lost their JPEG.
But that's like everybody on Wax is basically yelling at everybody who is doing this wrong on Ethereum. Like, if it's not on IPFS, it's not your NFT. Like, just like
that's and there's more options than IPFS. I mean, I've been looking into Skynet. I'm not a big BitTorrent fan, but it works. When we launch the Tron version of VibraGoons, we'll use BitTorrent because it's kind of easy to do it that way.
Really?
BTFS. I don't think we'll do it for the main NFT platform. I guess we'll just have to see. I'm a big
I didn't even know anyone
was
was doing that. That sounds. I didn't know people. I mean, it obviously makes sense in retrospect that you could use BitTorrent to do it, but like, bravo, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, BitTorrent file system, so BTFS. It's the same. It's the same thing as IPFS. It's Tron. They copycat everything.
I mean, whatever works.
It works though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that I think is going to be fun. I think, and watching the staking thing too. I think because obviously you guys have BeatzCoin going on, which is fantastic. And I'd love for you guys to tell us the story around that. I think there's a bunch of community coins, community tokens, especially in the Wax is starting to take off. Like Wax hasn't really experienced DeFi yet, but they're going to soon. Even just on Alcor with like 0 incentivized LP, people are figuring out how to do it manually, which is really awesome. Like I know Shipple's doing that. We're going to be doing something like that with an Upliftium wax pair and then Upliftium freaking Yoshi pair. You know what I mean? Like there's just so much shit we can do now that it's going to be a lot of fun. But tell us about the how BeatzCoin got started, why you guys decided to kind of tokenize and where that's at, and how long is it going to be before I can get BeatzCoin on wax, because that's selfishly what I want.
Yeah, that's very soon, actually.
Make it happen.
Very soon. Okay, so yeah, I can kind of attest to that. I didn't. So Steven Zambron, he founded the company, and his whole vision for it was having an audio and video platform where musicians can better market themselves. That's why we have the BeatzCoin bounties, so people can spend their money to be able to get guaranteed views, guaranteed listens, meaning, I'm paying for your attention, right? Kind of like what you see with BAT, right?
Yeah.
With Brave browser. So we're doing the same thing. So we got the tech to where if you are watching a video or listening to a song, you get a reward, but you have to listen through the whole thing, watch through the whole thing without manipulating the video. So you can't mute it, you can't fast forward it, things like that. I joined the team very soon after, and honestly, this was just a bunch of people that are like, man, we would love to see this. We would love to see something like this. I got inspired by the music industry because I talked to my favorite musician, and I always assumed he was rich because I'm like, man, this dude's on MTV and stuff like that. And as I started to get to know him, I was like, no, he's not. You're well off, but you're not rich. I'm like, I really thought you'd be rich and make more money.
Yep.
So then it made me realize, like, I started going into the rabbit hole of how the music industry, screws over the people. And then that's when I started to say, like, man, something needs to be built here. And I just kept searching, found a couple of platforms. And then I really was into Tron back in that day. That's when Tron had that hype. And that's where I met Steve, and we got things going. And we never thought that we'd be able to build a pretty nice community. And then that's when all the good stuff happened, but then all the bad stuff happened too. It would take a whole episode to cover like the good, the bad, and the ugly. But the important thing is that we've kind of survived all this time. And now we're here bridging ourselves into different chains, different opportunities, different revenue streams. And I'm just like, that's why I was thankful for relationships and opportunities, because those relationships created the opportunities where we're still in business. And here we are getting grants to build things. And we're like on that cusp of being right there to having a scalable product that generates revenue and makes everyone happy.
I like the fact that, like, I think I said this before. Is that me? It's echoing?
Yeah.
It could be.
No, I don't hear
anyway.
echo.
Yeah, we don't hear any echo on this end.
Okay, that's fine then. So I like the fact that, like, because we've had this whole discussion as well within the Uplift world, right? Like, we want people actually in there in game. We don't just want them like, AFK, but like running around doing all this stuff. And like, that's a definite thing with cryptocurrency, right? Like, if you have a good setup, you can just hit autoplay on all of these things. You can collect the rewards, do whatever. But like, you guys have figured out a way to, like, put that mechanic into play where, like you said, you can't mute it. You can't fast forward it and just jump to the end of the reward, right? Like, you've tried to take as much of that gamification, of the, bots or the users who aren't actually paying attention to the content and actually, sticking to the fact that you're rewarding people for their content, right? Like, and I think that's really important, right? I think that's especially important for, like, the artists themselves, the musicians and the artists. Like, we had Yuka's Shadow on who wrote the story for the London Quest, and she was saying, right, like, we need people to come back and read things, and we need people to do this kind of stuff, right? And if you're just flipping through like an artist portfolio or music just to get the rewards, then that kind of sucks and it screws everyone over. So I like the fact that you guys have put some thought into this, and you're rewarding the people who deserve to be rewarded for supporting the people who they want to support. And I think that's just beautiful.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I'm really thinking about when it comes to the DeFi space is how can people support other people without having to give too much? So, well, on DeFi, you're earning, whatever income you're earning. Why don't we create something to share that with your favorite content creator? So it's like you're a Patreon and you're not really even spending money. You're just giving them part of what you're making. We've got so many ideas. So many ideas. And man, when we created BeatzCoin, we were very naive to think that you can create a token economy just by creating a token is magically going to get this value. I will admit that. We were very naive. And we've had to pivot. Yeah, we've had to pivot so much that here we are. Like we're actually finding ways to make BeatzCoin valuable through the multi-chain rewards and things like that. So we've taken a step back. If you look at our platform, it looks the same as it's looked maybe for several months now. But we're working a lot on it on the back end. So that way when we release it, so we got the new home page. That's just the video section. Now we got to do the music section. But yeah, that's all been there. This part has all been there for forever. So what you guys will see when it's finally ready is a huge difference. So we're still technically on MVP stage there, but we figured that like we're not going to really market the platform too much until it's actually ready to go. The whole infrastructure is done correctly, and then we can really start scaling. So we're excited about that.
Do you guys have any? Sorry, Jimmy.
I was just gonna say I just really like the variety that's on here. That's all. It's just really interesting.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's putting copyrighted content right there. So we might have to. Looks like we might have to go into the admin panel and freaking remove some of this stuff.
Yeah, I don't know that.
So that brings up a whole other thing, right? Like, so people are basically, that's an issue that you guys have to keep an eye on, right?
I mean, yeah, we got a few bad actors, but we've talked about ways that we can kind of avoid that. Obviously we don't have like the resources that YouTube does, right? But we do have some parameters to put that in place. So right now we go in there manually and scrub out that stuff since it's not, I think we've got 10, 15,000 users right now. So you don't see that too often, but we'll definitely need to have some sort of algorithm in the future because, the more you scale, more bad actors.
On a large scale video platform, they usually have data pipelines to run through like each video upload. Notice that like when you upload a video on YouTube, it takes like several minutes, like around 20 minutes for it to be able to be published, right? Mm-hmm. So and behind all those scenes, machine learning is detecting if this video is copyright to another existing video. So that's the long-term goal from there. Yeah, but as of today, we don't have that kind of compute resources yet. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, that's well, and I think that the cost of machine learning, that kind of thing, is only going to come down in the next 5 years anyway. So you guys would be pretty well positioned, probably, right?
Yeah, exactly. But we were actually very inspired by you guys, believe it or not, and what you guys are doing in the uplift. When I first met Marty Bullshittles, I was like, I didn't get the whole metaverse concept. It took me a minute because I just saw Minecraft. That's it. That's all I saw, and I was like, okay, like I don't get it. Like I'm not a big Minecraft fan. And funny enough, now I'm kind of like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I watch like the Mr. Beast videos and stuff. I'm like, this is kind of fun. And then like it just started clicking. I'm like, man, there's so much you could do, and there's nothing wrong with having a niche platform and having a community where you could do so many different things, from NFTs to gaming to video to music. Like you create an environment with several million people, and that's a profitable project where everyone wins. So it's very exciting at the prospect of where we're going. I love the multi-chain aspect. I'm starting to get into this DeFi stuff, and it's very interesting. I think we could do some amazing things there, and that alone will also help with scalability, because people are going to start saying, hey, this is a place where there's opportunity to make some bread.
Yeah, well, and like for the next many years, right? Like I'm hoping now that people that are starting projects as we sort of get up to what's probably going to be a decent run out of the rest of the year crypto wise is I hope you're planning for 4 years, right? Winter's coming again. And I think in NFTs we like to talk about the fact that like we might not notice, and that's true. We might not notice, right? Like that because we can offer games and ownership, and it's just an entirely different value proposition. I think there's a lot more USD or fiat coming into our area, which means people are actually buying things that they want, right? Which has always been entirely different than crypto, where people are buying things explicitly because number go uppy, right? For the most part. So it's going to be a different thing. But those, watching when you guys already survived through winter, like watching the projects that can start to plan that far ahead and really be thinking in terms of, what's the value proposition? What are we trying to solve that's kind of dumb in the world, right? And, artists not getting paid enough is a huge one. It's huge. So I'm excited that you guys are focused on that and bringing some goodness.
Yeah, man, that's the beautiful thing about NFTs. It's just a little frustrating to see, like, I mean, it's great. Like you said, like people are paying so much money for NFTs. Like I think the rock thing is ridiculous. And I think people are, taking advantage of the hype. Yeah. I hear all these things like, oh, this is the new floor. This is the new floor. I don't know. I see NFTs valuable in a different way. I think you need to bring see, that's what I love about Wax. Like they've got all these cool partnerships. But then again, like, man, all these people, like, they're really trying to money grab real quick. Like I went to the baseball game the other day and they had like this NFT platform. It's all centralized BS. And it's really just a way to bid on something and you get this collectible NFT. But I'm like, this is like creating an account. I'm not going to create an account. I want a real NFT, But these companies, I think they're just looking for the quick buck also.
So, I mean, you jump on a trend and people try and sort of maximize their position on that as much as they can. But I with the MLB, like I think a lot of the focus on becoming more centralized is usually because of regulatory fear, which is super frustrating in its own right for a bunch of different reasons. Right. But it's I love taking the lessons from that, right? The fact of the matter is MLB works because when it really boils down to it, most people don't care. Right. And that's a huge lesson for everybody in this entire space. Right. With the first conversation we had about the uplift, we were talking to an enormously intelligent person who was basically assuming that we were going to put every single action on chain. Like, where is the $20 million that's going to cost coming from? Like, that's absurd. Right. Like, we're absolutely not doing that. We're going to use blockchain only when we absolutely can't find an easier, simpler tool. Forever. Like that's always going to be a rule, right? And because there's so much power in it, but like power, when you're actually trying to get
it'll end up costing you a fortune.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Absolutely. And again, like this is weird now. Being able to use NFTs and blockchain and minting things out and having everything go to like uplifting that we're doing now, and leveraging Alcorn, the community turns it into a fungible token, and all that's freaking brilliant, right? But we're centralized, in a sense, because we have our own game token or whatever, and because that was just the easiest way to do it, right? And we're solving what we needed to solve and only using blockchain for the tools that we need to use it for. So hopefully we see a lot more, of that, because I mean, and I'm biased obviously, but I think that's where things are going to work, right? For people that are leveraging the tools for the superpowers that they have, not the ideology. I kind of feel like that's going to, move things forward in a much more efficient way anyway.
Well, and like going back to what you were saying before too, like it is a little bit different this time, right? Even if we go through that normal, like, bull bear cycle. Like I remember last time, there were all these companies that were promising to build things, but like nothing ever got built. And now it kind of seems like there's all these companies that are giving out grants.
Really?
I mean, things got built.
Cardano launched smart contracts like a minute ago. Like they've only been working on it for about 600 or 700 fucking years.
I mean,
like Ted could launch smart contracts tomorrow.
Yeah. Speaking of smart contracts, like
we could
smart contracts aren't always smart. Like you don't need a smart contract for everything.
Ethereum, yeah. Or the people that like use smart contracts aren't always smart. Like Ethereum DeFi, the people who are getting constantly beat by being front run because other people have more money and they can look inside the blockchain. That drives me bananas, right? It drives me crazy, right? Like I'm sorry, I have my biases too. We all have our biases. Let's throw them out the window with the rocks.
Yeah. We'll take our biases, wrap them around a digital rock, and chuck them out the window.
Screw these rocks.
I like it.
Hey, you get on that pet rock, you right? I mean, like that's totally something we should have thought of. Like, can we have
no? We never would have done it, dude.
Can we?
Like,
can we have pet,
it's funny
pet
as a
rocks
joke,
in the metaverse?
Okay, hold on. Yes, we probably could do. We should do that as a joke. That'd be fucking really funny,
right?
You get this NFT and you get like a little, you get a colorful rock. That's just decoration.
Like we're already talking about being able to name pets. So what if you could name rocks on your plot? That would be awesome.
I mean, I think suddenly the universe is making sense, right? That's like, watch. That'll be what makes the uplift really take off. God damn it.
I mean, they were doing okay, but once they launched Pet Rocks,
Pet Rocks just nailed it. Who knew? That's what the world really wanted.
Oh man, yeah, it's I think there's a lot more interesting things that we're going to be seeing, and these Pet Rocks type of stuff, you're going to see that a lot. But that's just going to pave the way for the real good stuff.
Yeah, so. I mean, Doge. I love Doge. Just in case anyone was wondering about this, but Doge is pointless, right? Like Doge is a community token, right? It's just a really, 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 really big community wrapped around a token. Right. And like, do they do some things that are cool? Yeah, but it's all been done a million times before. It's brand, right? And honestly, like, I don't think there's any Bitcoin maximalists that will watch this anymore because it's too triggering. But that's all Bitcoin is too, right? Like Bitcoin is old tech now. It's a big old brand, and that's it. So I think where the lessons that we get to learn from this stuff is that, right? Like something was behind that buying decision, and a lot of the times, and this is upsetting, it's hype, right? And like hypium rarely leads to good long-term outcomes. Not all the time, but like it's a power that should be used sparingly and responsibly whenever possible.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with that 100%.
We need that. Sorry. I was just gonna say we need Ted's dog track on the show, and every time Corey says something bad about Bitcoin, we play it, and then they're coming to get him.
Yeah, the maxis are coming. Nailed it. That's funny.
Or to be fair, or I say something bad about Ethereum because that happens a lot too.
I mean, is any show we do complete without like throwing a little bit of shade at Ethereum?
Right. Imagine how many people would stop watching us if we were just nice to everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, Pepe probably wouldn't come back.
I mean, thank you. Hey, Pepe, you're not being a jerk anymore. So thanks for that.
You don't have to be too tribal, but it is nice to have a little toxicity there, just to add a little flair to the show.
Just to be a little fun. And I've been trying to be more fair to Ethereum. Like I'm in the Ethereum Wax DeFi, one of my favorite positions. I use Ethereum whenever I can. Actually, Jimmy, I don't know if you tested this yet. So I had some Ethereum from that position, and bought one of those Robert Valley NFTs. We interviewed him a few days ago on Legend. Yeah. The buying shit with Ethereum on Legend is like a hot knife through butter.
Really?
I haven't good UX. It was really, really good. So Legend.art, I highly recommend it. If I think it might be over, but like those Robert Valley NFTs are tight anyway. But yeah, I just went in there, just bing bang boom, and freaking got it, and it was really slick.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've only tested the Wax and the. I'll have to test it next time. I've only tested the Wax and the Fiat rails, but that's pretty cool because I was legitimately freaked out about Ethereum. Like you have to, it's not normal. Ethereum transactions are not like cutting a knife with normal Ethereum transactions are like cutting a knife with butter. Basically.
Yeah, you sell your house, you buy a knife with that house, and then the knife cuts through the butter.
Right? Yeah,
exactly. But I think it's really cool that Wax is investing in kind of like the whole bridge stuff. Like they got a big old fund that they released out there. So I'm super interested on that because since we started working with Icon, Icon has something called a BTP bridge protocol. And that right there is going to be pretty cool because you have some sort of like a relay system that's all built on contracts that verifies each other. Mm-hmm. So what I want to do is I want to see if we can add that NFT token protocol to that bridge. That way we can automatically start transferring between Wax, Icon, and all the other BSC, all the other blockchains that are out there.
I like Icon a lot. Like I lost a lot of money on Icon, like a lot, and I'm still holding Icon, and like I still like them a lot. Like I like what they stand for.
If you haven't sold, you haven't lost yet, dude. Like
fair enough. But I just like the way that they're trying to integrate into all of That sounds weird.
It's very inclusive.
Into all of society, right? But it brings us to a question. I want to ask this for IM. Because he asked it early in the show and we never got to it. So just to throw this out there before we move on, he asked, do I need to move my BTZC to ICX block or just keep them?
No. So we just, all we did was integrate Icon onto VibraVid. So BeatzCoin still exists under the Tron blockchain. And the whole goal is to keep our same supply, 3 billion supply, but be able to use it under different blockchains. We haven't even created an Icon version of BeatzCoin yet. So ideally in the future, we got an ETH version of BeatzCoin. We have a Syscoin version of BeatzCoin and then the Tron version. Eventually we'll get on the Wax, and then we will also get on the, what else am I missing? Yeah, we'll get on Wax and we'll get on. I'm drawing a blank. And Icon, right? Yeah. So once that's done, we still keep the supplies under 3 billion. The bridges will help. In the beginning, we'll have to do it in a centralized fashion. So if you're moving from Tron to Wax, for example, or Wax to Tron, we'll have to hold those coins and not spend them, right?
But I so need a T-shirt that says "Get on the Wax." I'm pretty sure that's what you say. Get on the wax.
Wax on, wax off. Yeah, wax off, wax on. Right. Yeah. So no. Staking contract for as long as that lasts, as long as we keep it up there, you don't have to touch it. So if you're staking BeatzCoin, that's fine. We'll probably launch the tokens out on Wax and Icon soon, and then we'll have a way to kind of bridge them back and forth if they want to do that. So, but we don't have an exact timeline on that.
Cool beans.
Yeah, thanks, IM. Thanks you've been hodling our coins for years now. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, man. And I think about the community every day because we've had a lot that are very, very salty because they just bought into the hype, and then it's hard to deliver when you're paying astronomical fees for things, not only labor but exchange listings and stuff like that. And those are probably the two huge detriments to our project that really set us back was getting scammed by ABCC Exchange. Mm-hmm. So they're like, oh, we'll give you a free listing. But what they did was they're like, you have to do a BeatzCoin trading competition. And we're like, okay, fine, whatever. They didn't pay out any of the winners. They went and they dumped it on the dexes that we were on. They took all BeatzCoin and dumped it on the dexes. Yep. So it crashed our price down. Yeah. And then we lost right before Bitcoin pumped when it was like 10K, we lost 5 Bitcoin to hit BTC on a deposit. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Because we were getting undercut on our IDO from a dex.
Yeah.
So we're like, hey, we need some more time to, because we don't want to give all our money just for a listing.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoin goes up to like 40K. And then we're like, hey guys, the Bitcoin that we gave you is worth 3 times more now or 4 times more than what y'all asked for. So can you just list us? And they're like, nope, you still owe us 5 more Bitcoin. We're like,
that's hurtful. I mean, talk about demand too, where Alcor, you don't have to pay anything, right? And I think like to do like traditional like that market setup, I think it's like 700 wax or some ridiculous thing. But I also think it like literally sets up an entire market dynamic for it, which is interesting. And like that, people have asked too, like, when we're gonna, list up Lithium. I kept telling them we're never gonna turn it into a token, and we didn't. Kate, thank you, love you. Right? Like, we don't have to do that shit, and we're just not gonna get it. Like, if you're waiting to get on Binance to make your shit real, you're fucked. You're straight up fucked. If you can't do this on a DEX and grow your community, you're doing it wrong. In my clearly humble opinion, right? I mean, you can make the number go up, briefly, short periods of time if you get on exchanges. Don't get me wrong. Getting onto an exchange used to be the gold standard, I thought as well, right? But now, like, you need customers. You need clients. You need community to be buying and trading, part of that token, even if it's just community, right? Like, you're doing it. Like, Shipple's my favorite example of this because I'm so close to it. Like, right, like, just that, having somebody who wants to give it to somebody else and they're accepting it, even as some expression of gratefulness, whatever it is, right? Those interactions are the whole thing. And I'm really, really sorry that you guys went through that with the exchanges, because they have too much power. And also, it's been a great lesson, because now DEXs are going to take over the world. And I really, really hope that any other project out there, just don't bother, right?
We're gonna build one too, by the way.
Yeah,
we're gonna build a DEX.
Cool.
Ted is super excited about that project. We asked because Icon needs a DEX, so that's what we're gonna do first: build the DEX for Icon, and then bring the multi-chain aspect with it, while not needing to create an account, using your own wallet, connecting your own wallet, whether you use our VibraVid wallet, you use Atomic wallet, whatever wallet you want to use, you can use it with obviously within the chains that we work with. So we have a grant proposal out right now. I don't think it's going to pass because I think we asked for a little too much money, because Icon pumped right when we asked for it, Icon pumped. So nobody reads the forums and they're like, oh, this is too much money. And I said, this is going to cover the whole project. Like, read. So now we have to wait probably another month. But I'm very confident we're going to get that passed. And Ted's going to build us a DEX. We got a lot of stuff going on, that's another utility for BeatzCoin, and we've got some really good ideas there.
Think about cross-chain with Wax.
I mean, that's the bridge builders are going to inherit the blockchains. I mean, that's turning all the intranets into the internet of the blockchain. I think is something that we're going to see. I mean, like almost every super wizard I know is working on that for somebody.
I mean, they're going to be the level. Yeah, they're going to be the new banks. I mean, that's how banks started, right? Like in Europe, transfer money from one country to another country, deposit here, you take it out here. That's what the bridge builders are going to do. You're totally right. My missus always says to me, like sometimes I'm really lucky. Like I'll walk into a store and like I'll get like a little ticket and I'll get like a free coffee or something. And she always looks at me and she's like, hey, don't waste your luck on a free coffee. Right? Like you got to save it. Like you got to save it for something good, right? Like
start trading better. God damn it.
Right? But it's funny because like the number of times that you guys have said, like the number of times that you guys have said, like, oh yeah, like right when that happened, like the coin pumped, right? Like right when that happened, the point, like you guys are saving up your luck. So when you release this, it's going to be huge, man. Like you guys.
There's been so many times during this journey that before Ted got here, and even like right when Ted got here, we were like, Steve's a little more depressed than because I'm a more optimistic guy. And I just kept telling him, like, Steve, man, it's like we've had so much bad luck. We've got to catch a break eventually. We're just that much closer to catching a break. And we've got a few little breaks, Icon embracing us, now Wax. Ted coming through. So I'm like, the big one's going to come. We're going to get back up on the map for sure.
That's awesome, man. Hey, listen, I got a meeting I can't get out of in 3 minutes. You guys cool if I play this video and then peace out? You guys can keep chatting if you want to. I just got to pop off in about 3 minutes. And I want to see myself. Sadly, I have pants in this one. In this one. Yeah, everyone's super disappointed.
I have always been a dreamer, just as you are dreaming now, wanderer. In my youth, my dreams showed me such fantastic visions, fantastical worlds and grand journeys, wonders greater than my eyes had yet beheld. It was my grandmaster, Corylus Cottrellium, a world creator unlike any other, who first showed me the true nature of my dreams. I was not just a dreamer, but a seer of that which has not yet come to pass, and soon a builder of stories. As the years flew by, I had the great privilege to pass through each of my dreams, given reality by my own hands, my own choices. And I came to realize that this was the nature of dreams, to become our reality, our future. Only I had been gifted a clearer glimpse than most. As my dreams grew in number, they began to branch like an ever-growing tree, and I knew that my choices were now laid out before me. Step by step, I picked my own path, gazing eagerly ahead to the time when I would behold my destiny. Yet, when that time came, I found myself in the Grand Master's workshop, full to the brim with magical vials. I was puzzled that this should be the end to my journey, and yet something drew me, a random vial, which to me shone so much brighter than the others. On its side was etched one word, London. Unable to stop myself, I opened the vial and inhaled deeply its sweet vapor. A new world exploded before my eyes, visions of its past, present, and future racing through my mind, until, at last, I blinked, and I stood no longer in the workshop, but before my Grand Master, in this new world, this London. And now I tell you the secret which he bestowed upon me there, that this is not your ending any more than that was mine, but a new beginning, which is held in this seed, given to me by the Grand Master himself, now held before you, as you join me on this quest. With our combined dreams, your choices, and my glimpse into the future, we will build London's destiny, branch by branch. From this beginning, we will build a community of choice, cooperation, and above all, gratitude, filled with the greatest wonders of our imaginations, in a world where our fate is crafted by our own hands. Take my hand, adventurer, gaze into the future with me, and let us decide what our path holds. Our journey begins here, in the uplift. Come to me and step into our story.
That's dope. Who made that?
Off. Yeah, just some people hanging out. I gotta roll, guys. Yeah, I'm still
Thanks for having us.
It's amazing. Yeah, you guys need to come back really soon, man. We'll talk to you
soon. Yeah.
I can't hear you, Jimmy.
Sorry, I'm muted. That's probably why I'm so loud. My missus is like, "Why are you so loud?" I'm like, "I know, I'm yelling, and nobody can even hear me." I'm like the crazy dude in the park that just yells. I'm like those.
I don't hear anything out from here.
I'm like those dogs that you ignore, Ted. Yeah. So the London community, which is a self, kind of organized project community in our London server, came up with this. There's a quest actually, and you can go and complete the quest. I'm sorry, I haven't started it yet. I just haven't had time yet today, but I'm gonna start it, very soon. And if you go into the link that's in the sidebar for everyone out there, there's like the prologue to the quest. You can go in and you can find out where to begin the quest, which is in Genesis. And
so what happens after you do the quest?
Well, I mean, you get stuff, right? Like you get like NFTs. You get an NFT once you finish the quest. There's like little books and things in the game. Also, if you haven't checked out on our website, let's see if I can find it here. all the blogs are there. We're always looking for new people. But when I went to pull in that little to feature new projects to feature, so if you guys are out there, you know, and you've got some good builds or whatever that you want featured, like, you know, reach out to me because we want to put those up. But I went to the website as well, just to pull that little thing for you guys, to pull that link for you guys. And I also noticed that now this one's up, which wasn't there this afternoon, I don't think, when I looked. And actually the Uplift now, we have a new trailer video right there on the homepage, which is pretty sweet. I'm not nearly as good at playing these as Corey because the sound doesn't come out right. But yeah, let me see what I can do here, because well, I do. Yeah, I mean it will work. The problem is that it plays through. It plays through the speaker wrong, because I don't know what I do. I don't know what I do wrong, but we can try. Let's see. There's got to be a way to forward it, but let's try this, and yeah, let's watch it, because I think this is a really good video as well.
Cool.
Is that quality really bad?
It's fine.
Now it's bad. Oh man, no, the quality is really bad. Let me see if I can. I'll let it load and see, and we'll do it again. Yeah, because it shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that bad. Oh, and look, there's you guys. That's great. Let's see. But yeah, you guys can all come in. I see that my computer doesn't load nearly as fast as it should for this kind of stuff. But yeah, we might not get something. As you can tell, I was having computer internet difficulties. That's why I kind of disappeared for earlier today. I wasn't running away from the dogs. Don't make that meme. It might be kind of fun. But yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure if this is actually going to work on my end today, because I think I need a hard reset on my computer. But yeah, definitely go over to the Uplift World website and check that out, because the new trailer's there and it's really well done. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, what's up? Like, what's going on with you guys? What can people like? Thanks, obviously, for the rundown. Check out the links below for BeatzCoin, VibraVid. Also, if you want a little bit of a more in-depth introduction, what we went over in the Shallow Dive with Love, so check that video out from about a month or so ago. And also, before we go, let us know what are you guys? What have you got planned? What's on, you know, the next week, next month, immediate roadmap, you know, beyond working on the wax thing? Is there anything else that the community can look forward to?
Yeah, absolutely. We're launching the Vibra Goons collection, which is going to be really exciting. That's going to be, we're still working on the final numbers, but it's going to be actual, legit, great technology when it comes to doing it the right way. We're going to launch it on Tron. It's going to be unique art. It's going to have some really cool features. If I can describe it, it's going to kind of be like a safe moon of NFTs. And then we're also thinking of ways to incorporate DeFi into it and staking. So we're really excited about that. And that should be launching within a couple of weeks. Ted and team is building a really cool algorithm when it comes to putting our goons together. It is pixel-based art, but we've got a lot of attributes, over 100 attributes. So we got some really cool rare ones, some legendary ones. So we're excited about that. After that, it's right on to wax and integrating wax. And then from there, we've got a couple of devs also fixing bugs on VibraVid and adding new features. And then hopefully we get this grant to do this icon DEX. And then that'll kind of start the journey there with the kind of multi-chain DEX type platform. So we've got a lot going on. And this is all just going to add value to BeatzCoin. And yeah, we released our roadmap. If you go to BeatzCoin.io, you'll see kind of what's up. And as far as order goes, I know I'm rambling. it just goes what's presenting us the best opportunity at this time. So if something comes up first and we've got the capital to build it, we're going to go with that first. If something better comes up, then we'll go with that. And if we have the ability to hire 5-10 more devs, we're definitely going to do that too, because we want to accelerate our development.
You Project Hussy, you.
We hustlers, man. We gotta hustle.
I like it. Yeah, so I guess I don't think you said this, and if you did, I missed it. Sorry, because I'm cutting it out a little bit, but I'm kind of curious. So, guess I need to get my TRX ready. IM says, is it only TRX that the NFTs are going to be on sale for? Or are there other possible ways to pick them up?
Very good question. Thank you. Okay, so maybe we might be okay. So this is just the first edition, right? The VibraGoons, if it takes off, we're gonna bring it multi-chain and we're gonna add a gamification aspect to it, and that's when we'll get on Wax, Icon, etc., BeatzCoin, all the chains we work with, and it all synergize together. But the first collection, because Tron is easy, Ted's got experience building on Tron. He's working on the contract there. We are thinking of accepting KLV and BTT as well as TRX for this collection. It's just going to depend on how complex it makes the contract, because Tron's been messing with their fees a lot now, and it's not as cheap as it used to be. So we don't want to... It's kind of like a balancing act. Do we add these extra options of payment, but then when you add these extra options of payment, you're making the contract a lot more complex and having the people pay a lot more fees? Or, is it worth it? So we're in the testing phase. So we might be taking KLV and BTT, since those are like probably the next big ones used on the Tron blockchain.
I mean, I like the idea of going, cross-chain when it comes to NFT sales, and I'm sure that you guys will do it. But it's going to be interesting to see, because I do honestly believe, maybe not like, this year or next year even, and this might be like a long-term type of thing, hopefully within my lifetime. But I think like eventually the end goal is that, like, TC, shout out to TC, because he's brought this up a few times. He said like the metaverse is kind of like the new internet, right? Like it is the new internet, not even kind of. And so I can see like NFTs, right, eventually being like ATMs in a way, right? Like you have those ATMs that now you can put your card in from any bank, right? Right now we have these little cards that we have to actually walk to the bank that we got the card from to be able to put it in and to be able to interact with that bank, right? There's no little diamond on the back that lets you go from one bank to another bank. Even though the banks are across the street, they're in the same country, they use the exact same currency, right? Before that little diamond came out, you actually had to go to that bank and use the bank ATM. Like I'm talking a long time ago, right? So I think we're in that phase with NFTs. I think we're in that phase with tokens. Tokens a little bit more because there are these contracts that are ported, right? But I think like as more and more projects realize that, especially with NFTs, right? Because I think if you're in NFTs, you're way less tribal than you were back in the day. Like, do you remember the tribalism with like Tron and EOS, for example, or like EOS and Ethereum, right? Like ICX, like they took. I
hated EOS for no reason, just because they made a lot of money.
Right. And but that like still exists, but like people who want to interact with NFTs for games, collectors who want to use them, right? They couldn't give they don't care about that tribalism, right? And so I think at some point, at some time, there's probably going to be a way to deposit an NFT into a contract over here, and like it'll get released over there, and it'll be the same NFT that will like work across multiple blockchains. I think at some point in time, there will be a platform where you'll be able to see NFTs that you don't even necessarily know what blockchain they're on, right? It'll just be there, right? Like, and you'll just see them like, in your wallet, right? Like it doesn't matter whether they're upper deck baseball cards or whether they're top baseball cards or whether, whatever they were that were in that little case, right? Like they weren't fighting with each other. I mean, they kind of were, but right, like they still fit in the same case, right? Like that sits in your parents' I'm gonna teach my daughter how to make those little ticky things on a bike when next time I go home, because I saved all these Upper Deck baseball cards. I don't even know who the players are. Like, I don't even know, like, I wasn't even a fan of baseball. I just bought everything.
You just
and like, yeah, I like now with NFTs, it's just like, man, I just like, I'll keep the ones that like are still valuable, but the rest of them, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just gonna trade them in for like NFT ones. Probably won't.
Yeah. Well, and to add a little, when you were asking about multiple tokens, I was talking specifically about this VibraGoon collection that we're doing. But one of my visions and something that Ted and I and the whole team want to do is create a full-fledged marketplace on VibraVid where you can mint tokens, mint NFTs, and be able to sell them for whatever currency you're willing to accept and be able to mint it on whatever chain you want. So we have that all mocked up. It's just a matter of beginning the development on that. But we'll have it to where, you're going through the minting process, select your chain, connect your wallet or use your VibraVid wallet, mint it, boom. Which type of token do you want to accept? Oh, you want to buy it with ICX? Okay, fine. If you're willing to accept ICX, someone can buy it for ICX or TRX or WAX. So that's kind of like next level thing that we're doing. And I feel like we have a leg up on that. It's just getting the manpower to be able to do that.
I mean, yeah, that's really cool, and I'm so looking forward to seeing like all that you guys bring to the space. So, like Corey said, please come back. Let us know, whenever you want to come back. I mean, you have I think you have this calendar. You can schedule yourselves in anytime. Come back when you release the VibraVid NFTs, the Vibrapunks, because. So
VibraGoons.
Sorry, I get confused. It's late, right? Ted knows it's super late over here. And so yeah, like come back and introduce the series for us, please. Come back and keep us in the loop, man, because I think what you guys are doing is really cool, and I think people deserve to know about it.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm longing for the day where we're kind of like this with the Uplift, and we can collaborate with different features inside the Uplift world, and kind of being able to bring them back and forth with VibraVid concepts and Uplift concepts on the platform.
So do you guys have a plot in the Uplift? Like, are you planning on putting some of your NFTs up there?
Bullshipple said he's going to give me a little plot of land, so I just need to learn how to play the game. I don't know much. Ted, did you ever play Minecraft?
Yeah, with my brother.
Okay, so you might need to help us with that. Yeah, I never played Minecraft, and now I'm like watching these Mr. Beast videos, and my daughter's been asking me. She's more of a Roblox kid, so I'm like, you can do more stuff with Minecraft. She's like, yeah, but I don't know how to play it. I was like, all right, we're gonna learn together. So yeah, I got to drop Fortnite for a little while and dedicate some time to Minecraft.
Before I started studying computer science, we already started Minecraft servers in our local neighborhood for us to play LAN something.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, you were using them for like educational purposes and stuff then, right?
No, we were just hanging out in Minecraft, like doing the hard survival mode and beating the dragon, and that. It's just pure Minecraft and just visiting like worlds, like custom worlds.
If you were like beating dragons, you got some skills then, man. Like that's
no. It's not solo. Like we were like 10 people. 10
against one dragon. You should be able to do that. Yeah, right. I need to get on there. That, you know what? Today's Tuesday. I may actually, if Marty's available, I might ask him to help me walk me through setting up a Minecraft account and all that fun stuff.
Well, I mean, it's. You know what? Why don't we just do it here for anyone who like we can do it right now. It's very simple. You go over to the Uplift world, and we have it all laid out for you. I hope that I'm not going to try to play the video again because we both know that that's not going to work.
We'll freeze out of here.
I don't know what the lag is. What's wrong with my lag today? I'm gonna have to fix that. But yeah, like just quickly before you go, let's just show you where to find the information, and of course, hit up Marty because he's awesome too. But yeah, like it's really simple. If you go over here to theuplift.world, watch the trailer because like it's awesome. It's different, very different from the epic one that we watched earlier. The epic one that we watched earlier is more of a story quest, but this is more about the world. And there's a little button here that says get started, join the newsletter, and so I mean just click the get started button, and it'll open up a new window. And everything is here, like from getting. You guys can see what I see. Can you see what I see? Yeah, there we go. All right. So you can set up a WaxCloud wallet. It shows you how to do it. Set it up. Get your Access NFT. You need a passport or land in the Uplift to be eligible to enter. Well, actually, this is kind of untrue. We probably need to update this. If you're whitelisted to a plot, like if Marty whitelists you to a plot, then you can come in. Get Minecraft. Yeah, so you need to get Minecraft and just click on here. This will take you whether you have Windows, Mac, or Linux, and you can download the right one. I think it's about $28 or something US right now. I can't remember exactly for the exchange. Enter the Uplift. So then you go to enter the Uplift, enter.theuplift.world. And it will take you to like basically our user interface. And so you can connect your Wax wallet. You can see link your Minecraft account. You can see all of your NFTs that are actually mining Upliftium for you in that as well. Go to connect to the Uplift server after joining the game. Go to multiplayer. Type in the metaverse address, and that's it. Read the code of conduct and the rules, which we're in the process of updating. Hopefully we'll have an updated version for you guys next week, if somebody gets his shit together this week, because I promised to do that.
You can't be pantless in the Uplift world.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, so basically we're rewriting them because they're a little bit difficult, right? But basically, we're following Minecraft terms of services because we that's just what we decided to do. So I mean,
if you want to stay on there, you probably have to do that,
right? Like, and there are other people who aren't following those, but like we're not other people. We're the Uplift, right? And so like we have like PG 13 kind of any builds or anything. I mean, I don't know about pants. Like, I guess you don't have to wear pants because, like, I don't know. Like, if you're 13 years old, is it appropriate to look under Barbie's skirt? I really don't know. I don't know. These are things I'm gonna have to figure out as a dad, right? Like, I'm not really sure, like, what's appropriate, what's not. I get confused. But anyway, if you're building builds that are putting up art that's clearly not PG-13. Then that's kind of out of bounds, right? If you want to come on the show and you want to talk about your art that clearly isn't PG-13, then by all means do that because this show is not in the metaverse. This show is me and Corey hanging out with some really cool people and introducing some other really cool people to like a lot of really cool shit, in the broader, crypto metaverse.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's okay. But that's like rule number one. Like rule number two is just don't be a jerk. Like don't go in and grief people. Like don't build a giant volcano that's gonna flow out onto other people's plots. Like don't destroy things. Like don't go into the nether and like kill people or make it so that they're gonna die. Like basically no griefing, right? And the reason for this is like we put this on the blockchain. So that you could have this piece of land that is yours. And if somebody's coming in and they're messing with that, then I mean that's not really in the spirit of the game, right?
So somebody can come in and destroy your stuff?
Technically no, but like no system is perfect. There's always a loophole, right? Like there's always so technically no. Like it's locked down pretty good. I mean, we've got a handle on it, but as Ted knows, sometimes different things happen, right? Like there's some really advanced things in Minecraft that it's really like we can't really control always, right? Yeah.
Okay. But I can't go to your plot and like start chopping down your house or whatever, right?
No, you totally can't do that. Yeah,
okay,
like, you can't do that. But I mean, like, there were incidents where people were like coming and stealing like other people's animals. I mean, don't do that. Like, at least leave them one or something. Like, I mean, you know, you can't kill them, but like maybe you could lure them away. I mean, but like, I don't know. Like, just don't be a jerk, right? Like, just, you know, our metaverse was based on gratitude. Anyway, we're in the process of rewriting these rules to give a little bit more clarity, because like we also getting rid of villagers, right? Because we want to put in shops instead of having villagers. We want to build a metaverse. This isn't a Minecraft game. This is a metaverse. And what the other thing that we're doing is, like, basically, you know, we want to have as many people in here as possible. And in order to get as many people in here as possible, we're having to come up with the idea of metaverse first. And when you boil it down, when you look at the idea of metaverse first, you have these things like hoppers, or you know, creating these massive resources, you know, with automation that is slowing down the server, and it's causing us to not be able to let as many or more people into the server down the road. So yeah, we're banning some of these things. And so if you're a hardcore Minecrafter, you know, you're looking at and you're like, what? You're not allowing me to do this automation hopper stuff. I need resources. Well, actually, no, you don't. What you need to do is you need to go and pick all those carrots yourself, and we're going to reward you for it. Every action, you know, that you're doing, not every action, because it's by season, but things that you're doing in the game, these blocks that you're walking, these people that you're interacting with, these quests that you're doing, they're actually, you're being rewarded. And when was the last time that, like, Super Mario Brothers gave you a check for like hopping over a turtle, right? Like that shit doesn't happen, right? Like, we do that here in the Uplift world. That's what we do, right? And in order to do that, we need more people in here, right? We want to we want to do that. So
it's all about scaling, and then once you scale, that presents a multitude of opportunities.
Yeah, and so, like, most of our community is awesome, and it's great. So yeah, anyway, you can go, you can find your keys here on the 3D map or where you are.
Yeah, step by step.
Right, and I mean, the great thing about registering your account and verifying your account is, once you go over here to enter the Uplift world, you can see everything there. You can see your username. You can see you know, your keys, what plots you own, or what plots you've been whitelisted to, or what plots, right? You can see your Upliftium, your mining, how much you're mining, some tools that you can check out, like who owns what plot where. It's just a really good a place to basically manage your in-metaverse experience and know what's going on. So yeah, head on over there to enter the Uplift, dot your T's, square your I's. And once
I create my character, like, am I able to add friends and stuff? Like, can I add you guys and stuff, or does that work?
Well, I mean, in order to add friends, you just go in the game, and then you hang out, and you'll meet people, right? Like, I mean, and that's.
I'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
Yeah, like
I'll stream it. I'll stream and be like, what am I doing here?
I think that would be awesome if you stream
Minecraft noob joins Uplift world. Yeah, I might definitely stream it.
Well, I mean, and so it, like, really depends on where they're putting you. If they're putting you in a creative world, then you can fly around. You don't have to worry about eating. If you're flying around, you're not getting rewards. But like, if you're traveling on the ground, you are. If you're using rails, but then you can just procure any asset that you want and get away building. You can go look at other people's builds and see some cool stuff. Like, if you want to know where some good builds are, check out the 3D map. You can get a good scale there. You can also get like a good kind of idea of where you can go to. Sorry, I'm gonna pull that up too because it's cool. You can get a good idea of where you can go in the Uplift by checking out our blog. Like, we've got a lot of cool stuff there. I just mentioned you can go in here to 3D maps. The cool thing about the 3D maps is, like, you can see all this. You can see all the players who are in the game. You can see like the plot lines if you need them.
Have y'all shared this on a different show? I feel like I've seen this before.
Yeah, we probably have. I mean, we do it sometimes. Okay. You can put the plot lines on there. But the cool thing that I like about this, so, like, for example, there's this is one of the plots that I'm working on up here. I'm associated with Jenner EOS, so we put their giant logo there in the center of the ocean, which is pretty cool. It's pretty much an underwater plot, so all those lights you can see are underwater. I mean, it looks normal, right? Like it looks like a logo. It's not the most impressive thing in the game, but I'm pretty proud of it. And especially, I think you should go check it out, because when you look at it from the 3D version, then what you can see is it's not just a logo. It's actually like a 3-dimensional island that's been kind of built. Yeah, it's been built in there in their logo. And so the cool thing about this view, this 3D view, is you can go over here in Genesis and you can see like all the crazy things that people are building, right? So you can come in here and you can have a look around, and you can see like for example, one of our favorite plots was or is still, but it's no longer owned by I Know Stupid. But I Know Stupid built this plot where they just built these like massive, characters from every game that you can totally think about. There used to be like a Superman and a dragon and stuff like behind that white wall. Things changed, right? Like this massive tower here, like, I haven't seen that before. I've never been in there. I mean, there's tons of stuff going on all over this metaverse. And like you can just basically come in here, look around, decide where you want to go. And all of the servers are here, right? Like we got Gratitude, we got Wandom, Chicken Caw. Chicken Caw is pretty good too, actually. They've got like a lot of really cool stuff. And you can just walk around any of these worlds. You can port to them. You can see these awesome builds that these people are doing. Right here, we've got the yet to be revealed massive build of Shipletopia. You can see the little bull shipples there hiding, peeking out from behind the orange globe. Everything else is covered. We can't see anything. What's happening, right?
Is there a Star Wars world?
Yeah, right. It could be. I don't know. Actually, we're gonna have to have them on to talk about it. But yeah, I mean, like, there's all these people that are building, like, crazy towers, crazy things here in the uplift, and I think that's the most fun. Is come in here, right? Like, speaking of towers, like, I don't know, is this like the Star Wars thing? It looks like it from here. I'm not really sure what it is. Might or might not be. But yeah, like, look at, like, it's just nuts. Like, there's so much creativity in here that it's just crazy. Yeah. And I mean, I'm just excited whenever I can go in and look around, because I don't always have the chance.
That's Batman thing.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, this is the 3D map, right? This isn't even the game, right? If you're in there with the game with like correct shaders, looks way
cooler, yeah.
Right, and like you're in there with the game with correct shaders, then what you're getting, because I want to show this off, because people, and Yuka's right from last night, people don't read enough. So what you're getting are these amazing builds that are just where's a good one? Like, yeah, you're getting these amazing builds of people who are doing. Russ is pretty good. Russ has got some cool builds in here. These people that are just building like amazing things and like going through the metaverse, and you can read all about it on our blog. Like, Russ has got this house, right? Like, that he built that actually has a working doorbell, right? Like, he's got these weird tunnels on the rails. And, he built this automated sheep shearing factory, right? Like, he just built this giant dude who's walking around with a chainsaw that there just happens to be pigs inside that do a continual loop, right? Like a giant piano that you can walk on and you can play, right? Like banner factories, there's a KFC, there's just tons of stuff going on just by this one person, just by Russ, wow. Right? There's a Kraken, right? In Genesis, right? He's at this giant volcano that, like, there's like a little bit of lava pulling out when you like happen to walk by, like right beside the spawn world, like a city inside, right? He's got this Santa video where Santa will actually let's see, you can actually make Santa sing. It shows you how to build some of this stuff. He shows you like what he put in there and how to get it to do what he wanted it to do. And yeah, he's taken videos of all this. He's put QR codes up. He showed you, what he did, how to do it. And this is all right there in our blog. And this is one of, I don't know, about 15 posts maybe that we've got in there that like you guys should definitely check out and share these out, right? Like there's different people using shaders, different builds. That's another really good one, like by block base, right? Like depending upon the shaders that you choose, will depend upon, what the images look like. And like, it's insane, right? Like some of these images don't even look like they're inside of Minecraft, right? Like they're just, they're desolate. Right. Yeah. And like, this is, again, just another community plot in Uplift, right? Like this looks like it's straight out of what's that movie with Tom Cruise where all the aliens come, War of the Worlds. Like it's really, and like, yeah, it's just like, I encourage you guys all to go and check out these blogs that like some of the pictures and images. And I mean, Mitzi's another one. She's a great community leader. She's built 2 hotels. I'm not really sure why, but they just decided that they wanted to build hotels. And like, these are just like fantastic images of the hotels in the game that you can see when you're in there, depending upon, how you have your computer set up and the shaders. Like some of the artwork that they put up, some of her NFTs are put up here on the wall.
Oh, that's smart. That's really cool.
Yeah. And like, there's just some really good, interesting,
yeah, that's an awesome, like a museum, an NFT museum, like an NFT, where you go for the music and stuff to listen to music. That'd be dope. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
you're getting me excited now. Like I never thought I would potentially be into this, but now I'm like, oh, this might be kind of fun.
Right. And I mean, like I've never played Minecraft before. That I built that mountain that I showed you, like, and it was in creative, so that was nice for me, right? But yeah, I had never done any Minecrafting before that, and like I went in, and it took me a while to learn like how to play around with it. But you pick it up, fairly quick, and it's super fun.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I'm like, is this gonna take me forever to figure out? But it's definitely worth a shot. Yeah,
Martin's right. There's NFT galleries all over. All over the Uplift, right? And all these amazing people putting up their own or other people's projects just to showcase the NFTs, right? And like there's going to be a day where you're like, there's billboards up already upside Uplifters Tower. You might have saw them on the stream earlier. Yeah, and I mean it's pretty incredible. I think what this is going to become in the next, even 2-3 weeks, never mind like, 2-3 months or 2-3 years, right? Like it's going to be insane.
It's evolving at a quick rate. Yeah.
Right.
Were there instances like some people want to buy nearby lots or plot areas? How would you call it? Like,
yeah, totally, right? Like there's a secondary market where people are trading different land pieces. People are whitelisting, their neighbors or trying to get deals and stuff like that, right? Like, I mean, the chicken cost sale was a really good example. I lost all my bids. Basically in the last like 1 minute, right? Like I had a whole strip of land together. I got bid out on every single one of them in like the last minute. And I got like one little piece up here and another little piece down here that were like completely disconnected. I'm like, oh man. Right. And so, but that's, part of the game. The lucky thing for me was there was another auction the next day, and I ended up getting three plots right in a row, and that's kind of where I found Minecraft. It's actually in Chicken Call. We have it up. I'll show you before we go. But yeah, like that's like I ended up getting lucky because I got these 3 plots in the middle of nowhere because nobody really wanted them, and I found these really awesome plots, and there was a waterfall coming out over the mountain that went over the plot. And I'm a bit of a permaculturalist. I like nature. So I decided that I was going to restore this. You can see kind of here, but if you go into the game, you can see it a little bit better. But this waterfall was naturally coming out of the rocks here over the tracks. And I just decided I was going to wipe everything out. So I took everything back to the basis, right? Like I took all of this stone pathway that you see on the other paths. Like I just took it all out. I built this like massive like tree forest up into the farm. I learned a lot of really interesting new things.
That's like a bridge, right?
Yeah, well,
and basically nature on top. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it was like really fun.
Is there anything like that in real life? That'd be pretty dope.
I don't know, right? Yeah, I don't think it exists, right? But like from up here inside the waterfall, there's like a little loft with a little bed. You can see like the whole coral reef. It's a really cool little plot. You know, I put a glass wall casing in here to block the ocean. There's like a turtle sanctuary like down here, right? Like there's so much fun things you can do with your own style, right? Like this is somewhere that like I would want to hang out in real life, right? And I think like we have that ability, that potential to be able to do that. I mean, and you learn new skills, right? It's like, you know, I learned that like you can actually in Minecraft plant trees on top of trees, on top of trees, on top of trees, on top of trees, which is really interesting because those trees, when you keep doing that, they will grow really high. And you can see like the ladders, I just kept going up, 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 and up. And it was like super fun. And like now I'm a Minecraft degen and I've never played Minecraft before in my life. So that's funny. You know, what does that say about the addictive powers of video games? I mean, parents, keep your children away from video games, but throw them full force into the metaverse. That's Jimmy D's laws of logic for this Tech Talk on Tuesday. That's great. But yeah, again, like, thank you so much, guys, for coming out. Please come back, introduce your NFT line. Let us know where and when you put some of those up in the uplift, or you know, what's going on with the plot that you're gonna be beside Bullshipples, because that's a pretty sweet area. I know some other of his neighbors. I think the Nasty Hooks are over there as well. You know, maybe if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's been super fun to see what you guys do. Yeah, that you totally know where I live now. I am like, that's great. Shout out to I am, by the way, who put an events calendar together. You can find it on the site, I believe. It's also in one of the articles. More ways than ever before to share your builds in the Uplift world. Go in there. There's a link to the events calendar for people who are running events in the Uplift. Please reach out to I am. He will put that together. He'll put that on there. If it's an opening event, if it's a one-time thing, if it's a weekly thing. Him and his buddy Pablo have put this together for the community. So, you know, please say thank you multiple times and use it, because it's just making our whole experiences better.
Ted, we need to make a VibraVid hub there at in the Uplift.
Yeah, to show off the collections.
Maybe we could be roommates there in the plot.
That'd be great. I love it. Yeah, there's offices in there. Like, you know, there's recording studios. So why not? I mean, why not bunk beds? Like, you may as well do it. Totally doable. But yeah, so yeah, again, like, check out the links below, check out the shows before and after, because I'm really excited to have you guys back in the future. Support BeatzCoin all you can. Check out their website, check out their homepage. All their social links are there as well. If you have any questions, feel free to go and ask. Check out the things that they've already built, and I guess, you know, stay away from the pirated content, but like, support the authors who are who are legitimately throwing their stuff out there, and you know, help them on their way to basically making music and videos better for each and every person who's making them and wants to enjoy them.
Thanks, man.
I mean, that's all I got. So you guys all stay awesome. And basically, you know, just keep doing you. It's really difficult to do the chat when Corey's not here. But yeah, let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go.